I'm Liz Hanlon, the independent chair and report writer for the Safeguarding Adult Review, Brett. Brett was 49 years of age at the time of his death. His brother described Brett, when well, as being a fun-loving person who loved a good laugh and was easygoing. Brett was a scout leader when they lived in London, which he loved, but sadly he had to give this up when his mental illness started. He also worked for the prison service as an MVQ trainer. Brett's brother spoke about the death of their mother, which impacted greatly upon both of them. He believes that Brett's large work commitments, their mother's death, and being diagnosed as a type 1 insulin-dependent diabetic contributed to Brett's decline in mental health. Brett's brother stated that himself and Brett had a close relationship and that he acted as his main carer for several years. Brett's brother did not have a lasting power of attorney to manage Brett's health or financial needs, and throughout the review, there is no suggestion that Brett was lacking the mental capacity to make his own decisions. Throughout the review, Brett is described as having a number of significant mental health episodes, which resulted in hospital admissions. He also had episodes of self-harming and talked about voices telling him to kill himself. Brett had numerous professionals supporting him throughout his journey, and these interactions were described by his brother as lacking joined-up working. Brett's brother identified the pressures he felt that were being placed upon him by professionals as a carer for Brett. He felt a lack of support and did not feel listened to as a family member and carer. He described feeling overwhelmed. Although identified as Brett's next of kin and carer, decisions were being made about what care Brett needed without conversations taking place with Brett's brother. A family approach would have been beneficial for both Brett and his brother. Agencies sometimes did recognise Brett's brother as his carer and referred him for carers assessments. However, no assessments took place, and therefore no support was offered to Brett's brother. The Care Act 2014 recognised the equal importance of supporting carers and the people they care for. Brett and his brother's relationship suffered due to the decline in Brett's mental health and his physical health and the stress that was placed upon both of them. There were 3 incidents of note within the review where agencies became aware of either violence or abuse taking place between Brett and his brother. 2 of these incidents were noted by professionals, and one of violence and assault on Brett's brother by Brett was reported to professionals. The first incident was investigated by agencies, and the 2 further incidents were documented with no further consideration taking place as to the extent of the abuse. Sibling-on-sibling domestic abuse should have been considered on all 3 of these occasions. During the review, it was identified that there were missed opportunities to explore the relationship between Brett and his brother and the impact that Brett's physical and mental health would have upon their relationship. Brett's brother is recorded as stating to several agencies that he was struggling to care for Brett with his complex physical and mental health needs. Watching a loved one's health decline can have a huge emotional toll and is certainly one of the hardest parts of being a carer. Alongside the responsibility of giving round-the-clock care and attention over a long period of time, this can lead to a kind of emotional and physical exhaustion known as caregiver stress or burnout. The findings from this Safeguarding Adult Review reinforce the need for professionals to liaise and listen to those family members and carers who support the adult. Brett's brother felt that professionals only saw a snapshot of Brett's life, the life he wanted them to see, but they didn't see the full picture. Family members and carers are able to help fill in the gaps around the person they are supporting. The Safeguarding Adult Review also highlights the need for carers to receive the appropriate level of support to help them to support the person they are caring for. Brett sadly died in hospital in October 2020. Towards the end of Brett's life, the relationship between Brett and his brother had become strained, and Brett had stopped talking to his brother on occasions. Although strained, Brett's brother continued to contact professionals to update them on Brett's decline in physical and mental illness and requesting the support he felt was needed. Brett's brother described the significant loss they feel at Brett's death and miss him greatly.